So it seems that the Black Templars are very appropriately being released on Black Friday, and the Firstborn Space Marine Chaplain is returning for individual release as well. Hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics, where today we're just talking about the small bit of news that the Black Templars are actually getting their full codex release at the weekend, and all the new kits that they've been talking about over the past few months are actually going to be available to buy. Kind of a funny coincidence that they're coming out on Black Friday. I suspect that probably wasn't planned, and knowing Games Workshop, I'm going to be very surprised if they'd actually give us any sort of discounts. We don't yet have the prices for these. I'm sure they'll crop up later in the week, and hopefully we can go through them. And out of the releases, maybe the most interesting things are that there's going to be this Chaplain available for individual purchase, and that so far there's no sign of the Black Templars Combat Patrol. I can only assume that that's going to follow later. First up, let's briefly mention this Chaplain. I believe that this guy was originally available in the trio of Space Marine characters, a set of 3 that the Games Workshop called the Space Marine Heroes set. I believe he got a Firstborn, Captain, Librarian and Chaplain in it. I believe that the Librarian has since seen an individual release, but the Captain hasn't, so once this guy comes out there'll just be that Captain left. If he's a similar price to the Librarian's individual release, then it'll be £20 or $33 US. Though seeing as Games Workshop's prices tend to gradually inflate over the years, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was a little bit more than that. In any case, he seems to be your pretty basic standard issue Chaplain, Bolt Pistol and Crozius Arcanum, the cheapest way that you can get litanies on the field, though typically when I see people list building these days, people tend to prefer the Primaris Chaplain on bike. He is a nice tanky and threatening character, and can get those litanies exactly where they need to be with his massive movement. Still though, I guess kind of handy that he is getting an individual release, outside of that Space Marine Heroes set that now appears to be discontinued. There now isn't actually a standard Space Marine Chaplain on sale for Games Workshop. The other ones either have jump packs, are Primaris, or there's a Dark Angels Interrogator one, not just a single standard Firstborn Chaplain on foot. I guess it's good to have that option, unless you're wanting to kit bash. Next up we have all the Black Templars releases. There's the Codex and the limited edition cover version of it. It's not the same cover version as the John Blanche artwork, basically just the same artwork without the 40k logo on it. Then there's basically every single Black Templar kit that's been previewed so far, the Primaris Crusader Squad and the 5 Primaris Sword Brethren, the Marshal that came in the Purgation Army Set box, the John Blanche style Castellan Lieutenant, the one with the Power X that has every appearance of being a Firstborn, but Games Workshop says you can run as a Primaris if you want to, the new big sculpts for Helbrecht and Grimaldus, the Emperor's Champion, and the upgrade sprue for upgrading other Primaris Space Marines, Black Templars heads and shoulder pads as standard, but also including those nice sculpts for the relics, shotguns, and the multi-melter for the repulsors. It's going to be interesting to see how much Games Workshop lets that one go for. It's significantly bigger than the other Space Marine upgrade kits that they've made. I wouldn't be too surprised to see something like £20 or $30 for it. Fingers crossed it might be a little bit less though. The other major news is that as of yet there's no Combat Patrol box, though as per the previews in the Codex, apparently it's going to be a Marshal, a Crusader Squad, 5 Intercessors, a Primaris Impulsor, and the Black Templars upgrade sprue. I think there's perhaps good and bad things about that. On the positive side, it's really quite good for filling out your troops, and it's probably for the best that they didn't go with any of the special characters in it rather than the more generic Marshal, as it makes the box a little bit harder to double up on. However, I think it would be a lot more appealing if they'd swapped out those Intercessors for the Sword Brethren. After all, you basically do already have the Black Templars' unique equivalent of them, the Crusader Squad, in the box itself. Games Workshop do seem to be delaying the release of Combat Patrol boxes lately. We still haven't seen the one for the Grey Knights or the Thousand Sons. I do wonder if it's partly due to the box set releases that are going alongside them, and perhaps they want people to digest things like the Hexfire box or the Purgation Black Templars army set, as I'm sure that at least a fair few people who wanted discount deals from those armies might well have already got them from those sets. Pure speculation, of course. I certainly wouldn't be too surprised to see the Grey Knight and Thousand Sons ones come along before too very long. So let me know what you think of the releases. Hopefully we might do a short update video to this later in the week to talk about the prices. And I'm certainly hoping to do a few more Black Templar unit reviews. We haven't done things like the Sword Brethren or Helbrecht yet, so maybe they might be next. In any case, feel free to subscribe to Auspex Tactics if you'd like to see those, and I do try and keep up with Games Workshop's news and releases on the channel, with new 40k videos out just about every day. Finally, if you'd like to help support the channel, I'd just like to mention the Element Games affiliate link that I have down in the video description, which is one cheaper way to buy models here in the UK. Element Games is a decent discount retailer that gives 10 to 20% off Games Workshop's miniatures, and if you buy anything after clicking the link, a small amount goes to help support Auspex Tactics without costing you any more whatsoever. Feel free to check them out down in the video description below if you're interested. Can just be one way to help keep the videos coming on the channel on things that you were going to buy anyway. For those of you over in the USA and Canada, there is also an Amazon link down there as well. That one works much the same for any purchases that you make on Amazon itself. In any case, an absolutely massive thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.